Hey everybody, welcome to Feed the Beast. Feed the Beast 1.7. We're using the Direwolf pack because that is the first kind of stable-ish one that is out um, on the Feed the Beast launchers. There's also Feed the Beast, I think, Light, and another one that is out on there for 1.7. But this is the first kind of official um, major mod pack that's come out. So that is the one that we are going to be playing with for now, at least. We might add mods later. I'm not sure what. Um, the old world was, I believe, 1.6, and also ended up getting lost during my kind of a hiatus. The server host changed servers, and I canceled one of my server accounts, and that one ended up not being the one that got canceled. The other one was the Feed the Beast one, but I have it's a whole thing. I have that server still. So long story short, here we are in Feed the Beast. And we are quite a bit a ways from spawn, which I think is, no, that way. About 2,000 blocks out that way. Um, I've kind of got some stuff settled up. There's a village literally right behind that hill. I stole their smeltery, set it up over here, built some more things, and this thing is working fine. We have a Tinker's Construct smeltery here. I made a little hardened portable tank so I can get some lava up here. All these little guys. The Tool Forge, which is why I now have an Alamite hammer and a cleaver. It's a pretty cool mod pack so far. There's some things that I would like to have. For example, thermal expansion has not added ducts back in yet, and apparently those are coming later in a separate mod pack. So I'm not entirely sure how we're going to solve things here as it stands. In terms of transporting items and fluid around. I mean, I guess we could use buildcraft pipes, but I don't know how they interact with everything because here's one of the problems. Here's one of the things that I'm kind of unhappy about with the way that Feed the Beast has gone. It feels like it's no longer, to me, it feels like it's no longer Feed the Beast as it is. Here's a bunch of mods that build on thermal expansion. Because it has become so central to the game. You have the power system that is basically irreplaceable because everything uses it now. You have the item ducts and the fluid ducts, which are so convenient that why would you use anything else? You have the machines that basically do everything immediately in one little box, and you can put two boxes next to each other, and it does stuff that used to take, an 8x10 room to do, or something like that. So this might actually be an interesting challenge, and why I'm a little bit excited about this specific mod pack and the fact that thermal expansion hasn't finished updating everything yet because you don't have power conduits either. It gives us an opportunity to look at some of the other things and figure out how we can do these things without using those, and I think we might make that the challenge for this playthrough, that even when those ducts come back, we won't use them, and we're going to try to avoid, I think, using thermal expansion at all, except for the areas where we absolutely have to in order to get some material or something. So I think that's going to be a neat challenge. So, where are we? What else is in here? Let's take a look at some of the other stuff. So, Morph is back. We can become a bat immediately, but now your health changes to the amount of health that the thing you're morphed into has. So if you become a bat, you have 3 hearts, and I like that that has been added because Morph was incredibly overpowered. You go kill a bat, and suddenly you're a bat, you got full health. You still got the armor, but you have full health. You're not really in any significant danger. Now, if you're fighting a skeleton, it's a serious problem. It can become a serious challenge. Or if you get into a room with a bunch of zombies, that's an issue. So that's a nice change. I like that that's happened. Applied Energistics 2, is it? Let's just look at the old mod list here. Another one bites the dust. I'm not entirely sure what this one is. I don't think it's been any other mod packs, but it's got a whole bunch of things. You know, you got gravels, you got tiny ardite dust. So there's ways to make these things. How would we make something like this if we wanted to? Like, let's say I wanted to make crushed silver ore. Oh, it's just a macerator. So would that actually come out? What can we do with that? We could smelt it. Thermal centrifuge produces a couple things. Ore washing plant, which is, I'm gonna guess, this thing's equipment. Then we get purified tiny. Okay, so that's neat. So an ore washing plant. What is an ore washing plant? An ore washing plant is, okay, it runs out, it's industrial craft 2. Okay, so that'll be neat. Requires an electric motor. Greg Tech, I don't think is in this, so these recipes shouldn't be too insane. Is it? Nope. Okay, so no Greg Tech. Good. It's a fun mod, but I'd like to do without it, if possible. But Applied Energistics 2 is here. I have no idea how this works. I've been avoiding looking at this mod at all until I actually got to play with it seriously, and this is the first pack that I'm aware of that actually implements it. I'm sure there are others. So that'll be neat. We can check that out. I might avoid getting too heavily into Applied Energistics 2. We'll see. I mean, it'll be fun to play with, but it's another one of those. You know, here's something that used to take a 10 by 10 thing, and now it's, you know, one block. And that would just be for the sorting system for items, not let alone the storage. Aroma 1997 core. Aromic hammer. That might not be a finished mod. Baubles is here. I don't know what that is, but there's only one bauble anyway. Buildcraft, obviously. Bibliocraft has a lot of things back in here for the various things, so it's nice to see that guy back. Big reactors. We never really got around to playing with big reactors. I'd like to do that this time. Though I don't know if we have any way of transporting that power, because that produces RF, right? Or can it also put out EU and MJ? If it can, that would be nice. Binny Core, that's in here as well as extra trees and extra bees. I believe those are all the same kind of thing. Biomes Aplenty, obviously. Blood Magic is back. Botania is a new mod that uses plants as a kind of basis for a whole thing. I've been watching this one. This guy posts a lot to Reddit, or he used to. And he was posting kind of updates and screenshots and things like that, and it was looking really neat. So it's going to be interesting to see how far... There's a lot of stuff in here. Wow. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what is all going on with Botania. We might even start out with this. I'm not sure. That could be fun. And then Botany, which I've never heard of before. A lot of different flower things. I wonder if that's kind of a build-on Botania. Seems like it might be. Carpenter's Blocks, that's back. Chicken Chunks, obviously. The Chisel mod is here. Compact Solar Arrays. Computer Craft has all of its stuff back in Dense Ores, which is neat. These are really cool when you find them underground. I think I have a diamond one kicking around here. So these are ores that look like this. When you break them, you usually get more than what you would from a normal one. Like if you find a coal one, you end up getting 4 out of it instead of 1, just breaking it normally. Let's break it with a silk touch to see how we got. I got no diamonds on me. Boom. We got 8 diamonds for that. That's not bad. That's more than you would get from a regular one. Where did I put the diamonds? There we go. What else we got? So that was down at the Dense Ores. We also have Ender IO. That's going to be an interesting one. This one maybe will be what we use for our power transport kind of thing. Maybe, because I believe it adds some systems for moving power around that I can't think of the name of right now, what their actual little wires are called. But it's in there somewhere. What if I do it in here? Ender IO. Or is it maybe not in here? I thought it was. I thought it was Ender IO that did it. I could be wrong. Well, it's got generation tools, so there must be some kind of transport system, right? Or maybe not. Wait, conduit switch. What if I just look up conduit? Energy conduit, there we go. Okay, so there are ways that we can transport power, though it's all set to use RF, which is fine, I guess. What else we got? We have extra bees, extra trees, extra utilities, adds a lot of cool stuff, such as... Isn't this where the building wand and all that stuff comes from? Yeah, there they all are. For that we need the division sigil, which is the whole thing. Factorization, flat sides, forestry's back, forge microblocks, funky locomotion. Oh, neat! So it's like the old Red Power frames. That'll be fun. Genetics mod. Looks actually kind of different than... Okay, Arborist. Oh, okay. So this all builds on forestry, it looks like. Rather than... what was the... Oh god, I've forgotten the name already. Advanced Genetics, that's the one that kind of did you. So that adds a whole bunch of stuff for bee genetics. Which is maybe something we'll get into. Hat stand and hats. Those are all here. Industrial Craft 2, Iron Chest, Jabba, Machine Muses, Modular Power Suits. So Modular Power Suits is back. I don't know what Mantle is. That's regular Minecraft. Mine Factory, of course. Big fan. Mistcraft is here, so we'll have to get into that again as well. Natura, Nuclear Control 2. We've never built a nuclear power plant, have we? I like to do some things that maybe are different from the usual in this this playthrough. Obsidian plates and open blocks, peripheral pneumatic craft looks very interesting. Assembly lasers. I wonder if there's some kind of defense laser that you could make. That was possible in rotary craft, which isn't here. But we never really did that. And now it's a whole thing as well. Project Red, obviously, Railcraft is back. And actually has neat little villager additions. Steve's Carts is back. That's neat. Steve's Factory Manager. Huh. Maybe we're going to look at Steve's Factory Manager. I've never even heard of this one. I didn't know this one existed. And that could be interesting. I have to play around with that a bit in creative, I think, just to see how it works. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll try to automate this thing with Steve's Factory Manager, if it's possible. Or, you know, we could use Railcraft and all that stuff, too. We haven't done a lot of that, and not having the ducts, trying to do it with minecarts and whatnot, that could be a lot of fun. And interesting. We'll see about that. I'll show you the village over here. Now that we've kind of gone through most of the mods, because there's one interesting new addition, which is this building here. That's about to be covered by a cloud. It is a kind of Railcraft village edition. I should block this off for that guy. There we go. So now Railcraft chests, you can get coal coke, track, creosote ore, or oil, creosote oil bottles, a piece of rail minecarts, and engineers' overalls. Protections against the dangers of track working, so I'm not entirely sure either what that is going to be about, but we'll hold on to that. Comes with a rolling machine and a steam engine. And you get some track in here and these little cart buffer things. So that's neat. One of the other little projects I'd like to do is find maybe some more villages around here and try to link them up with rail lines. There's this one. I think there's another one over there somewhere. There's another one. Which way are we looking? Over there. I think Alrusha's living at one across the valley over at a mountain over in that direction. So quite a few things that I'd like to look at, quite a few mods that I'd like to get into. And I think it's going to be a good time. Good time checking out other things that maybe are kind of outside of the comfort zone that we usually go for. And just exciting to have it back and to finally be into a new version, because 1.6 was a pretty big update, but it wasn't for me at least, it wasn't kind of as exciting as moving to 1.7, because there's been it hasn't felt like anything's changed, but now you got some new mods, you got some mods adding some new things, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I look forward to moving ahead with this mod pack and series, and I hope you'll enjoy me and enjoy it as well. So once again, I'm Nightcat. I'm going to end it here. In the next episode, we're going to set up, we're going to start taking a look at this and seeing what we can do with Railcraft or that Steve's factory manager to get this thing a little bit automated. So I'll see you next time. Take care.